Straight ahead on 12 News, a place in Corcoran that got real lucky today. Then a Thanksgiving story told through the eyes of a Native American.
A lot of people don't want to believe that that's what happened, but it did happen.
But first, crimes in Maple Grove that police want the public to help stop. 12 News starts right now. Maple Grove police need your help tracking down graffiti vandals. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Alexandra Renslow. Police say someone's been leaving similar marks all over the city, including 5 different locations in the last 2 days. Renee Bonneau joins us with more on how you can help catch those involved.
Alex and Mike, the word cruise or some version of it has popped up on street signs, electrical boxes, and near dumpsters throughout the city. Most recently, 4 locations along 89th Avenue and 1 spot along County Road 30 were targeted. The tagger or taggers use different writing styles and sometimes write different words or designs. Whoever is doing this has been doing it since August of 2011. So far, police have dealt with nearly 40 different incidents.
There really is nothing that is linking us to one specific group at this point. So we're asking the public's help. If they have seen somebody have this type writing in a notebook, say a teacher sees it in a student's notebook, or a parent is seeing this type graffiti from a friend or their child, to please call us.
Police say they don't believe this is gang related. There is surveillance video from one of the scenes that shows a short person wearing a hooded jacket, but it's not very helpful because the video quality is poor. Mike and Alex, we're told while the cost to clean up the graffiti is not too extensive, it has been a nuisance to both police and neighbors. They want it to stop.
All right, Renee, thanks a lot. If you're thawing the turkey for Thanksgiving, you might as well just set it outside.
As we went to air, the temperature had reached 61 degrees on at least one Brooklyn Park bank thermometer. That's 6 degrees short of the record set on this day back in 1990. So how do you spend a nice day like this? Hang the Christmas lights? Stand in shopping lines? Our Delane Cleveland found something much more summer-like.
The game of golf takes skill.
We're here every week.
An immense amount of patience and dedication.
I've only golfed 3 times this week, so if that's avid, I guess I would say so.
Shamrock Golf, this is Nick.
And at least this time of year,
This is like a July Saturday, how busy we are today, basically.
a little help from Mother Nature.
It's nice weather today at 61 degrees. This is the last chance that we can play golf outside.
That's a fact not lost on the myriad of golfers who made their way to Shamrock Golf Course in Corcoran Wednesday for some pre-Thanksgiving fun.
Very surprised. I thought it was spring.
You're walking around today.
Meantime, head golf pro Nick Petra had the responsibility of helping every single one of the people looking for a tee time.
I got here at 6:45 and I've answered upwards of 150 phone calls since then, everybody looking for tee times, and we were full, so I can't give them any.
Meanwhile, in Brooklyn Park, tarps are covering the holes here at the Edinburgh Golf Course. It's a sign that their season is closed, but that means good news for some of the smaller courses around the metro area. Shamrock, for instance, receives an estimated 25% of its business from the closed courses.
A course like us that runs on a limited, smaller staff, we can open any given day. The bigger clubs, you'll see all of them around here closed down now because it takes more money, more staff to operate.
From a financial standpoint, Shamrock reaps the benefits.
It's a huge profit boost, huge. I mean, it really, really helps going into winter with this extra week like this. I mean, big difference.
And on this unseasonably warm November day,
Hey, good friends, good day to golf. Can't beat it.
golf course employees aren't the only ones who have reason to be thankful.
At our age, I mean, to continue to play golf and be physically fit to do that is a gift. And that's something that we're grateful for on Thanksgiving.
In Corcoran, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
If you couldn't make it out to the course today, Shamrock employees say they will be open on Thanksgiving.
In other news, Golden Valley-based Pentair has announced expansion plans that could mean more jobs. The water filtration company is located in the Colonnade office tower that overlooks Interstate 394. The Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Journal reports that Pentair signed a lease expansion for its Golden Valley headquarters. Pentair pledged that it would expand following its multi-billion-dollar merger with Swiss company Tyco.
Some members of the Plymouth City Council are casting doubt on a plan to control the spread of aquatic invasive species in the Minnehaha Creek watershed. The council and city staff discussed proposed stopgap measures on Tuesday night. The plan includes volunteer monitoring, more inspector training, and training for boaters. Some argued the measures would only slow, not stop, the spread of invasive species. Some were concerned what the plan could cost taxpayers.
No matter how much effort you put into these, ultimately, they're probably going to fail because there's just too many people with too many boats, and there's just not enough dollars for education.
Their comments will be sent to the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District. A plan could be implemented next year. Well, for many of us, Thanksgiving means family, food, and football.
But the holiday means something different to some Native Americans. Sonia Goins shows us a New Hope family who has their own way of celebrating Thanksgiving.
Pearl Braveheart is getting a jump start on Thanksgiving by making desserts ahead of time. While her family will eat a traditional dinner, this is also a time for them to reflect on their culture.
We're Oglala Lakota, so our tribe is a plains tribe, and it's a horse nation.
Lynn Braveheart is proud of her heritage, but she also remembers the real Pilgrim and Indian story.
A lot of people don't want to believe that that's what happened, but it did happen. 99% of the population across North and South America was decimated.
While that was centuries ago, Lynn will never forget what happened to her mother, Pearl. At the age of 4, Pearl was taken from her family and adopted by a German couple. They forced her to let go of her native ways.
They put my outfits up in the attic and told me, you know, that's dead and gone. You have a new life here. Learn our culture and our food and our ways.
When you take away their language, when you take away their religion, when you take away their identity, it really destroys your spirit.
Although Pearl has struggled with alcoholism and homelessness, those things didn't break her. She didn't forget the Lakota culture, like using sage to bless her home and burn off bad spirits. And she learned how to make traditional dresses.
I don't have any grudges. I try to be kind to people like God says and help them out, and so I do what I can.
While the Bravehearts say they've got a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving, the holiday is a time for them to reflect on their ancestors.
Go outside and put your feet on the ground and remember that Indigenous people once stood there and lived there, and that was their home.
The Bravehearts say they vow to keep their culture intact by teaching the younger generation about their heritage. Still ahead, is Black Friday giving you a big headache?
We will sort through some of the deals and see what the shopping experts think about them. Then later in sports, 2 Class A girls hockey powers meet up in Golden Valley.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
For many, the Thanksgiving weekend is the perfect time to string up those holiday lights.
The last thing, though, you want is some electrical mishap, especially if you've got older lights.
This is an example of some old lights we got in on our exchange program. You can see the fraying of the wire here. And this is a dangerous situation, especially if both sides fray.
Home Depot master electrician Brad Drazy says fraying wires and hot incandescent bulbs can spark a fire if you're not careful. If you're decorating this weekend, make sure that you check wires and make sure you're not overloading electrical outlets. Also, never connect more than 3 strings of incandescent lights. And if you have LED lights, it should say on the box how many can be plugged into one outlet. The National Retail Federation expects consumers to spend more on Christmas this year than they have in the past.
Stores are responding by starting those sales early, and Shannon Slatton has more on what to expect in today's Money Savers Report.
It's not just in your imagination. Holiday shopping is starting earlier every year in what's being called Black Friday creep.
What used to really just happen on Friday, hence the name Black Friday, it's now starting as early as Wednesday.
For example, Kohl's is posting all Black Friday deals online starting at midnight Tuesday night. Other online merchants post sales over the Thanksgiving holiday. And leading retail giants Target and Walmart will also be open on Thanksgiving night.
So by Friday, people might have all of their shopping already done.
Women's clothing store White House Black Market had pre-Black Friday sales, but they will be opening up by 6:30 a.m. Friday.
It's a pretty big deal. It's something that, we work for the entire year.
But for many families, Black Friday is a holiday shopping tradition. So brick and mortar stores offer deals to draw those shoppers in.
We've got tenants that are opening earlier than they have in the past. This year we have one of our stores, Jose Bank, is opening at 10 p.m. on Thanksgiving night.
A handful of the shops at Arbor Lakes are opening up at midnight, and the stores hope the holiday rush lasts all day.
At the shops, if you spend $100 and bring your receipts to our office, you get a $20 gift card to P.F. Chang's. So just find those deals where you can take advantage and just get some additional bonuses for your money.
If you're thinking about waiting until Cyber Monday to catch the deals, think again. The best bargains will be either in stores or online on Black Friday. In Maple Grove, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
And Shannon also tells us electronics and kitchen appliances are usually the best deals on Black Friday. One thing that's not really such a good deal on Black Friday is toys. She says the hottest deals on toys are actually closer to Christmas. Still ahead, an important milestone for some people in Crystal who relish turkey and pigskin.
But first in sports, Totino Grace's football team gears up to play for a championship. John Jacobson has a preview up next.
John Jacobson with sports. Of course, Thanksgiving weekend means Prep Bowl weekend this week, and we have a local team playing.
Yeah, a lot of good teams and a lot of good action, I think, coming up Friday and Saturday down at the Dome. The Totino Grace football team will spend Thanksgiving weekend in a familiar place, the Metrodome. The Eagles are playing in the Prep Bowl on Saturday afternoon against Owatonna. Grace is taking aim at its 9th state title and 3rd in the last 4 years. That tradition of excellence has created a culture that motivates players to strive for a state championship every year.
Our coaches push us all year round. We work really hard, and this is our goal. So if we can make it this year, that's awesome. And I think we've worked really hard. Everybody's contributed. Our scouts, our starters, our coaches, we've all put in all the work all year, and I think we are where we want to be right now.
I think it's become very cultural here, just in terms of what our kids do in developing what we call their brotherhood, and how they prepare, and how the feelings that they have for the game and for each other.
Coach Jeff Ferguson thinks Owatonna will be the best team the Eagles have faced all season. Like Totino, Owatonna is undefeated, but the Huskies have never won a state title, finishing as runner-up in 1982 and 1988. Totino Grace and Owatonna are set to kick off at 4 o'clock on Saturday. What will your Thanksgiving be like? We posed that question to some local high school athletes and coaches in the northwest suburbs over the past few days.
Well, we have Thanksgiving with the family the day before, and then the day of, it's just, everybody in the house. My mom cooks, my dad helps cook. I'll probably be helping this year, so.
My grandpa lives alone up in Wisconsin. He has a farm up there. So we all drive up there. So this year I have practice, so I'm going to be joining them a little late.
We usually go to a family member's house, and we have ham and turkey and all that.
We're going to go to our grandma's, watch a little football. I got Calvin Johnson, staffer on my fantasy team, so I'm going to be watching that. Hopefully he can do a lot better than they've been doing. But hopefully not need too much, because we got practice the next day, and that's always probably the toughest practice of the year, that's for sure.
But one of the big traditions is backyard football. So my nephews, who are now seniors in high school, are rather big boys, and it used to be kind of fun to play football with them. Now I'm not so sure I want to go out and do it, but that's one of the big traditions, is that there's always a football game. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing.
Should be fun. Well, Breck and South St. Paul met in the Girls State Class A Hockey Championship last winter, with the Mustangs winning in 2 overtimes. Each team was after its first win of the season Tuesday when they met in Golden Valley. Highlights from this one: first period, Kate Schipper passes to the point to Megan Sweet. Her shot stopped, but Leah Schwartzman is there to bury the rebound, and it's 1-0 Breck. After one, Dave Palmquist's team, though, ties in the second. They take the lead here. Riley Viner's shot is stopped by Sydney Scobie. The puck deflects to Lauren Wilcox, who scores, putting the Packers in the lead. Just 26 seconds later, they tally again. Bridget Miller scores as the puck goes off and over Scobie for the goal. South St. Paul wins 3-1. The Mustangs are now 0-2. Wayzata's girls hockey team has loaded up its non-conference schedule with good opponents. They hosted an unbeaten Cretin-Durham Hall team Tuesday night. First period, Wayzata's Allison Kirk takes the shot. It's deflected up and in by Hannah Bangin for a goal. 1-0 Trojans after one. Second period, tied at 1 now. Carly Noble rushes the puck. Sophia Schaefer crashes the net and scores on the rebound, and Wayzata takes the lead back. But Cretin would tie it again late in the third period, so we go to overtime. Rebecca Senden wins it for Wayzata with her high wrist shot. 3-2 Trojans to final. They are now 4-0. At Champlin, the Rebels hosted Armstrong Cooper. First period, and the Rebels' Haley Adair wins the drawback to Haley Trapp. Her shot is stopped. Adair's though there to bang the rebound in. 1-0 Champlin Park after one. Tied at 1 in the second, Armstrong Cooper takes the lead. Kaylee Roy puts the puck on net, caroms to Emma Reeve, who scores. And AC goes up 2-1 after 2. Third period, and Armstrong Cooper moving the puck well. It ends up on the stick of Holly Enderly, who stipes a goal, and it's 3-1 Armstrong Cooper. They add one more. Zoe Smith comes down the left wing and rifles a shot home. Armstrong Cooper wins it over Champlin Park 4-2. In Minnetonka, Hopkins hosted Farmington. First period, the Royals' Nina Rogers wheels and snaps off a shot from the circle. 1-0 Hopkins. Then with the Royals on the power play, Corbin Boyd passes to Grace Bazal, who scores from the slot. Hopkins leads 3-0 after one. Second period, and the Tigers can't clear their zone. Rogers nets her second of the game here, roofing the backhander for a 5-0 Hopkins lead. Hopkins goes on to blank the Tigers 7-0. And that's a look at sports for today. Turkey Trot boys hockey coming up Friday and Saturday in Plymouth, and we'll be there on Saturday for the television coverage.
All right. Thanks a lot, John.
Still ahead, a Thanksgiving tradition in Crystal that will likely involve some bumps and bruises.
We'll be right back. And finally, an after Thanksgiving tradition that is reaching a milestone.
This is video of the Turkey Bowl back in 2007. This year, that legendary game will reach its 25th anniversary. It's actually a touch football game that's played in Crystal involving 30 alumni from local high schools. Some of them have also played college ball. It's the old guys who graduated in the 1980s against the young pups who graduated in the 90s.
I've been there 10 years. There's never been a wife there watching. We've never had people on the sideline except for, the guys on the bench at the time. And it's just one of those things where it's a guys bonding day and we're not out shopping. There's no Black Friday for us. It's Turkey Bowl.
They are on their own. We're told the Turkey Bowl actually has its roots stretching back to the 1970s. Some of the players have been there since the beginning and they play rain or shine or whatever, but looks like it could be kind of cool. And kickoff is Friday at 1 o'clock in Kentucky Park in Crystal.
I used to live right across from that for like 7 years and watch those guys play.
You were the one watching it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us.
Community Corner is coming up next.